Let's get started. Number 5. The betrayal of door handles. Picture this. You're walking into a cafe, ready to grab your overpriced happiness in a cup, and the moment your hand touches the door handle, congratulations, you've just high-fived the microbial memories of hundreds of strangers. Door handles are basically the guest book of human filth, signed, dated, and enthusiastically smeared. And the worst part? Your brain doesn't even blink. It lets you grab that metal stick like you're shaking hands with destiny itself. Psychologists say this is because your brain has a built-in, everything is probably fine mode. It's the same mental shortcut that helps you trust that a chair won't explode when you sit on it. But door handles? They exploit that trust, like a roommate who says they'll do the dishes later. Your brain knows they're germ magnets, but it also knows you're late, hungry, and too proud to push the door open with your elbow like a paranoid flamingo. Scientifically speaking, door handles can carry more bacteria than a public toilet flush button. Yes, that button, the one everyone avoids touching. But the handle? You grab it like it's a long-lost friend returning from war. And the punchline? After all that, your immune system quietly rolls its eyes and says, "Guess we're doing this today," before going into full defensive battle mode. Every door you open is basically an invitation to microscopic chaos. Number 4. The spoiled innocence of your phone screen. Imagine someone following you around all day, touching your face, your pockets, your food, your pillow, and the inside of your car. Horrifying, right? Now imagine that someone is your phone screen, the shiny slab you press against your cheek like it's the world's least hygienic teddy bear. Your brain treats your phone like a trusted friend, but biologically, it's more like a petri dish that learned how to send notifications. Psychologists call this the trust proximity effect, which is a fancy way of saying your brain assumes objects you spend time with must be clean, even when they absolutely are not. If your phone screen had a resume, the skills section would read, collects fingerprints, stores snack residue, and can probably identify your entire day through DNA alone. Yet you still swipe across it while eating fries like it's completely sanitary. Here's the dark twist. Your phone screen is often dirtier than a public restroom sink. But do you wash it? Of course not. You just sort of rub it on your shirt like you're buffing a gemstone, fully ignoring the fact that all you did was smear the germs into a nicer pattern. Biologically, your hands and face are locked in an endless loop of pass the microbes, and your phone is the enthusiastic referee. And your brain? It smiles and scrolls anyway, whispering, "Don't think about it." Just like that post. Number 3. The existential crisis of kitchen sponges. You know that moment when you're washing dishes and you think, "Wow, this sponge smells kind of alive?" That's not your imagination. That's your sponge becoming a small, wet planet of microorganisms. Kitchen sponges are basically the horror movie villains of everyday objects, innocent looking, always nearby, and secretly plotting your downfall with every squeeze. You trust them because they clean things. Your brain loves the logic. If an object removes dirt, it must be clean itself. But a sponge doesn't clean. A sponge simply redistributes filth with enthusiasm. It soaks up food bits like a tiny, hungry monster and then warms them up just enough to help bacteria throw a rave inside its pores. And then, the twist, you take that same porous nightmare and lovingly rub it all over your dishes. Biologically, it's a perfect storm. The damp environment, the microscopic food scraps, the soap residue. It's basically the bacterial equivalent of beachfront property. Scientists have found sponges hosting more microbial diversity than the average rainforest. Yes, your sponge might be more biologically interesting than an entire ecosystem in Brazil. Meanwhile, your brain just shrugs because it smells weird, doesn't register as danger. It registers as rinse it and keep going. So you do. And your dishes come out looking clean, all while quietly carrying the legacy of Sponge City. The punchline? The object you trust to defeat grime is often the one creating it. Your kitchen sponge is basically the villain disguised as the cleaning hero. Number 2. The secret double life of light switches. You walk into a room, flick the switch, and boom, instant illumination, as if you've summoned electricity with nothing but raw confidence. But that tiny rectangle of plastic you casually poke dozens of times a day, it's the quiet snitch of your household, collecting fingerprints like it's training to join the CSI unit. Light switches are the purest example of objects your brain thinks are innocent. They look harmless, they feel harmless, and turning them on gives you a small moment of triumph. But in reality, a light switch is a germ billboard. Everyone touches it. Everyone. Even people you don't remember inviting into your life: plumbers, delivery folks, that one cousin who always smells like the inside of a vacuum cleaner. All of them have contributed to the invisible community art project happening on that switch plate. Psychologically, this is called habituation. When your brain sees something every day, it decides it's safe purely because it's familiar. Light switches are the comfort food of wall objects. Simple, predictable, trusted. So your brain never stops to ask, hey, why does this thing feel slightly tacky? It just moves your finger forward like a loyal, clueless butler. And here's the kicker. Light switches often carry more bacteria than a household trash bin. Yet your brain celebrates every flick like it's a productivity ritual. You touch it, walk away proud, and your immune system sighs like, ah yes. More side quests. Number 1. The treachery of reusable water bottles. You probably think your reusable water bottle is the hero of your hydration journey, eco-friendly, loyal, always by your side like a supportive emotional support thermos. But here's the dark truth. That bottle is basically a moist cave of microbial networking. Every time you take a sip, you're creating the biological equivalent of a meet and greet for bacteria, all inside an object you cradle like a newborn. Your brain treats your bottle like part of your body. It goes everywhere with you: gym, work, car, bed, that one place you swore you'd never tell anyone about. And because it's yours, your brain assumes it's clean. But the rim of your bottle is basically a bacterial loading dock, and the inside? A humid, dark, rarely scrubbed paradise where germs throw pool parties. Scientifically, the moist interior combined with repeated mouth contact creates a perfect environment for colonies to thrive. The bottle doesn't just store water, it stores memories of every sip, every breath, every tiny food particle you didn't know you launched into it. And your brain? It just keeps drinking, unfazed, whispering, it's fine, hydration cures everything. The irony is beautiful. You bought a reusable bottle to be healthier, but without cleaning it properly, you might as well be drinking from a pet bowl in a sauna. And your immune system, once again, rolls up its sleeves and mutters, here we go again? That's it for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.